Hello there, YouTube. No video in a while, but, well, took me a while to get this all to the shop and everything, and have some free time, so got some free time now. That turns out to be perfectly fine. They tore it apart, and they only need to reseal it, so I guess I was wrong about the whole, wow, that thing feels loose, but whatever. This was a totally different situation. Third gear they said was totally toast, which, you know, when I drove it, it shifted in third and seemed alright. And it was plugging up most of the things in there because it was like seizing up some lines or something and then just pretty much wrecked the whole thing. So that thing really needed a good rebuild. I figured it might just need a most reseal and some new clutch packs and stuff. But no, it was properly fried. So, torque converter, you know, nice shiny painted. It's got some scratches because he'll show me the best way to put it in, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. You gotta drop it down in there and make sure it clicks the whole way, and it'll rub on the bolts, he said, a little bit. That's when you know it's in there all the way. And told me about lining up a mark on there with a flywheel mark, like offset to the side, so sounds pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some fluid in there. I'm gonna drop that down. It's just one click and then make sure it's in there all the way. And I bought some bolts for the bell housing so it's fully connected. And yeah, I think I'll just put the transmission in first, get the cross member up in there, and then worry about the transfer case after. I was thinking about getting both up there at the same time, but I think that's just a little too much weight because I don't have a proper transmission jack. So that's what it's gonna do, or what I'm gonna do, how it's gonna be, yada yada yada. I'm going to work. Alright, I'm gonna be bouncing between cameras here, I think, because both of them are acting up on me, but that was pretty simple enough anyway. You just drop it in there, spin it around, kind of lifting up on it till it seats in all the way fully. That is in. So, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see it. There. That is your alignment mark, right there. And we have a crawl in under here. Get this weight for you. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Ooh, that damn thing's hot, right? Alright. And the actual alignment mark. You can see that hole up there next to the bolt. It's a tiny little bolt hole. I had to turn on my light here again. Can't see the screen. But yeah. Yeah. That's that hole in reference to. Now when he was showing me on another car, it was like down here, and he said that alignment mark on the torque converter is going to be one down here. So, and it only goes in one way, so if you do misalign it, none of these bolts will really go in. You might get a couple, but that's about it. So that's how that goes in. Yeah. Got these two end bolts, two at the top and a third one right up there. All those top ones are missing, so I had to buy more of those. That's part of the reason why this thing's screwed up. Flex plate looks fine though, it's just dirty. So, good dealing. Yeah, it'll be fun getting this up in here. Especially that freaking top bolt. There's not much room. I might have to get something nice and short. I was thinking about getting like little studs just to guide it up in there, because all I got is that one pin over there. So, yeah. Let's go for it. No use standing around looking at it. It's not too heavy anyway. I should be able to get it in here. I'm just worried about because I had to get the jack in here sideways and then move it forward. Because there's no other room really. it'll be fun. So we'll get started on that. I'm not even gonna bother filming it this time because last time it just ended up being 40 minutes or nothing. So yeah, get going and cramped. Yeah, well, I got it sort of in position a little bit. I gotta adjust it on this cradle, my little redneck cradle, to get it more even. That'll be fun, very fun. I already had a ton of fun just getting it in here because you can see, yeah, I had to slide this under here and then lift it up on a jack while under here. Yeah, fun. Anyway, like I said, remember where I showed you that little hole? It's right over on this side. You can't see it now. Well, I'll put my camera up there. You probably won't see it anyway. Yeah. There. Yeah, so that's your alignment hole. And here's your alignment mark. And these are slightly offset, it looks like. So either it's going to be off to the side here or somewhere over there. And I'm eyeballing it. Looks like this might be it. If you do screw up, he said it will not. You cannot get all the bolts in. They just won't all line up. So that's the alignment procedure, at least. And you know, you just put them all in hand tight, and then you go tighten them down evenly. So yeah, and I got my bolts sitting up here. I think I might put grease on them just so they stay in place. The top one's gonna be impossible. I'm just saying it now. I got, see where those little fold lines are? That's how much room I have. I gotta stick my hand inside those fold lines with a wrench. No wonder why it's missing. Might have to actually just pull the engine to get at those. Crazy. Anyway, I guess I will slowly try maneuvering this on this jack. I had the little shoe pad off because I figured, you know, it's better just have that little flat surface than that shoe pad thing. Anyway, it's front heavy, of course, so as long as it stays about right there, I think I can just lift this up and just scooch on back a little bit so that tail shaft's sitting over there, and then it's just a matter of lifting it up and slowly getting it into place. And yeah, these two bolts on the very bottom, they go into there. Those should be very easy, and I'll probably just end up using those just to get it to it, and then I'll be stuck right where I left off last time when it was already in the car. It's like, wow, those things are missing up there. Let's try to get them in. Oh wow, we can't reach up there. I don't know what else to do with it. So just give it a shot. And I gotta figure out vacuum line orientation. It's my starter. No wait, no, that's the transmission plug. I want to weave all that shit over the transmission. And my starter plug's hanging somewhere up there, I think. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. Probably would have helped to get the cardboard out of the way, but whatever. Fuck it. And yeah, they did take off the end of the handle just to make it easier. So now the fun really starts. Alright, one more little tidbit of informational update. It is in there. I got 2 bolts in. Now we gotta work at getting those top 2. But yeah, it's sitting in there. Still at an angle. I got those 2 bolts in there loosely, and we're gonna lift it up on it and scooch it forward. And I'm gonna sit on the end over here with no less than 50 of these going over top of the transmission to get those top 3 bolts, and hopefully they screw in. This is where the real true beginning of the end starts. Look guys, I did it. I did it all by myself, of course. Right, Michael? Yeah, right. Totally all me. The impossible ones are in. The ones that took accumulated weeks of brutal effort. You forgot all the other days. This wasn't the only day. I don't think I think they were even skipped in the factory. That's why they were always missing, because the guys at the factory said, "Eh, no, fuck this." I mean, it only took just teeter-tottering the transmission oil. But they're going in. They're going in. Yeah, OSHA approved. Yay. That's why I wear gloves. Keep your hands nice and clean. Alright there, folks. One day down, and the transmission is bolted in. I'm going to look up torque specs for this cross member here, because it's not listed in my manual, other than everything must be torqued to 28 foot-pounds, including the bell housing bolts, and they don't even have a specification for the bolts on the torque converter yet, so I'm going to look that up a little bit further for certain. Then again, it might be all just 28, who knows. But yeah, it's bolted in there, and I got those top 3. I always thought it was 2, but there is actually another bolt hole, so yeah. But you can even just see it sticking out, one of them. Maybe. Yeah, there. Well, not really, it's not going to focus. But yeah, those top 3 were always missing out of my car, and now they're in there, so that's good. But yeah, I think that was probably the hardest part of it. Now to see if I guesstimated the torque converter position right. If it is wrong, I could try spinning around, I don't know. Yeah, it'll be fun. That'll be the long part. And then after I get all that bolted back up in the front, we'll have to lift this thing in there. And I'll probably get the speedometer cable maybe too. And it should go in there pretty easily after we get the studs on there. I don't think we're going to try using the jack, we'll just do it. But yeah, spent the entire day just trying to get those top 3 bolts. The only way we were able to really get it was just keep the bottom 2 loosened, because those are the first ones we got on. And then every time we tried jack to get the top closer, it would just put too much pressure on the bottom anyway and just lift the engine with it. So we had to set up a bunch of blocks and jack stands and reposition the jack at the very end of the transmission and just max out the jack as far as it could. And the thing was sitting there like kind of like at an angle downward just to get those top bolts, so getting those holes. But yeah, there was a one day where me and my buddy spent 4 to 6 hours just going through so many bolts trying to figure out why the fuck none of them will go in there. And then whole day today just basically trying to get those again, but finally in there. And I torqued them, well, the ones I could reach anyway. The top ones I reamed down on anyway because I really don't want them coming out. I probably should have put Loctite on them just to be extra sure, but they're probably not going to come out. I will be using red Loctite on the torque converter bolts, so I'm pretty sure that's a requirement, and the drive shaft bolts too. But everywhere else should be fine, I think. If not, some rust would hold it together, maybe. Otherwise, that's one whole day's work. Better than I expected. One more look at it, sitting in there. I got center linkage all kind of mocked up where they gotta go. I got a rubber hose I'm gonna use for that busted line, because if you watch my breakdown video, I had a line twist on me. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Just use this rubber hose because no one had any line or any flare kit. I got some of mine, but most of my flare kit's missing for some reason. So yay me. You can see where it twisted. I'm like, don't like that, but people seem to say, yeah, it should be fine. So had to cut it anyway because this nut was totally seized onto the line. And that's just to do my transmission. Put a little sealer on those threads and good to go. But yeah, long day. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Alright, after another probably an hour. No, maybe not. Maybe just a half hour. I got time mixed up easy. I'm just about up to it. As you can see, it's still at a fucking angle, but I haven't really been angling it much because I'm still trying to get up to it, but I think I'm going to start slowly angling it forward. I got my jack stand there just to kind of act as like a safety catch, I guess you can call it. Because the thing is front heavy, and if I start kind of trying to lean forward, it will try to slide off. So that's going to be there to help catch that. I got this sitting back here just to kind of keep it held back. And then you can see my little piece of tape roll there. It's a junk tape roll. I'm using that just to slowly slide that up, and that's ever so slightly angling that up. I got those bolts held up in there with grease so far. And, well, we'll see how it goes. This is where the fun truly begins. I should say. All that transfer case is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm thinking I'm going to regret not just getting those both up at the same time, but yeah, it would have made it harder to maneuver this thing around too. I don't have a sophisticated jack system. I think if I start angling up now, I should be right up at about where I need to go, and then I need to use the strength of 100 min to slide it side to side. So I might only have to stop because no help, just me, and I might have to stop just to recruit some help. So see how far I can go then. Hold this sideways on you.